ride around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip water like a fish sip. Box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new way, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world of makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see.
Family, I got one question. And sorry, I don't have a new mic yet. So I'm using my laptop mic. So I hope I'm coming in clear. But I have one question right now. Who are we blaming for tonight's defeat? Who are we blaming for tonight's defeat? I mean, we just cannot get nothing to go our way right now. We just cannot get nothing to go our way. Who are we blaming tonight, chat? I see the homie B said blame Tony Wrestler. Finisher says blame Trey. Rashad says the entire team. John said he's sick of losing. Fire Nate right now. Trey will get the blame. 4 for 14 from the field. 16 assists. DeJounte Trace taking the blame. Who else taking the blame tonight, family? Let me hear from y'all. DeAndre, the first unit. You can't win with Trey, the whole starting lineup. Hunter, Young, Collins. Who are we blaming tonight? Because, I mean, at this point, guys, at this point, no one that I know that is a Hawks fan thought at this time in February, the beginning of Black History Month, that the Atlanta Hawks would be one game under 500. I can't find one Hawks fan that I know who a real Hawks fan at the beginning of the season and said the Hawks would be under 500 in Black History Month. Why is this? Why is that? This is getting on my last nerve. We out here looking stupid right now. We out here looking stupid. Now what are we going to do if we don't make no moves at the deadline? What are we going to do? What can we do? What needs somebody tell me, chat, I need y'all to tell me what needs to be done so this team can win games consistently. I've already given up winning a championship. I've given that up already because it's not going to happen. I've given it up. So you don't have to hear me say nothing no more about winning titles this year because we're not winning shit. At this point, bro, we might not even be a play-in team. Do you understand me? We might not, at this point, we might not even be a play-in team, not a playoff. A play-in team. Somebody got to tell me, somebody got to get traded. Something got to happen. Something got to happen. I don't know. Come on, the Pelicans. I can respect losing to the Pelicans. At least we had a full roster today. So I don't even want to hear that excuse shit about that healthy shit. I don't want to hear that no more. We had a full roster. And we still tricked off this game. So we end up going 2-3 on the road trip. We are not in any position, and this is why I be getting so upset. We are not in a position for none of these players to be getting load managed. We not in a position for these players because we tricked up. See, this is what happens when you trick off the first half of the season. When we had that easy ass schedule at the beginning of the season, and we didn't take advantage. Now look, now we getting our ass kicked every night. And it don't even have to be a Jokic and Murray. We just got our ass kicked. By who? Zion ain't even play. Steven Adams? Come on, man. Why are we paying these dudes? And then y'all wonder why I be on Trae Young ass. And then you wonder why I be on some of these players' asses. What Murray? What the fuck we trade for him for? We worse with him. John Collins, what? Why is he here? I'm getting to my wits end with this garbage that I'm seeing. We paying a dude $200 million. We paying another dude $125 million. We paying another dude $100 million. And we can't beat the Pelicans. Not even that. We can't even be above 500 in February. So what's the point of paying Trae Young max money? What's the point of giving up 4 fucking first-round pick for DeJounte Murray? What's the point of extending DeAndre Hunter $100 million? I know. Oh, it's Nate McMillan's fault. It's Nate McMillan. I don't want to hear that Nate McMillan shit no more, dog. I don't want to hear it. Because if the front office think he that bad, they need to fire him. Point blank, period. They still holding on to him. Why? This is bullshit, man. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of these bums, okay? Thank God LeBron going for the scoring title tonight. Shit. Wasting my time watching these dudes, man. What are we doing? What are we gonna do listen, people say make a move. What we gonna do? What are we gonna do at the deadline? We don't got no assets. Okay. Let's talk about our our trade capital. We ain't got shit. Half the league calling for Bogey. Man, come on, man. What you think you finna get for Bogdanovich, bro? Come on, man. Can't get shit for John Collins because we done wore his fucking trade value down, whether it's the rumors or we just trying to turn his ass into a guy to Steph Curry, and he can't shoot a lick from 3. What he at, 20-some%? So he averaging career lows and everything. So we're the only team that put a dude in trade discussions and we destroy our own players' value. We could at least be getting them hype, getting them scoring some points so we could trade to get something. Jeez, man. Come on, bro. Y'all cannot sit here and tell me y'all satisfied with this shit y'all seeing on the court. Y'all satisfied, bro? This is what the Hawks fan has come to accept this mediocre shit. We paying premium prices for mediocre fucking results. And if don't nobody want to say it, I'll say it. Premium prices for mediocre results. We don't even got nothing to trade. What we gonna trade? Okongwu, JJ, AJ? Because don't nobody want them holiday dudes, man. You might be able to move the one who on a 1-year deal because it's expiring. But I'm gonna tell you exactly what the Hawks gonna do, bro. You know what they gonna do? They gonna make some minor move, so for cash consideration, so they can save some money like they did last year. Some bullshit move. Yeah, the Hawks trade Trent Forrest for cash to be considered later. Get the fuck out of here, dog. These dudes not trying to win. Shit, man. Let me bring the homeboy analyst on, man. Bring the homeboy analyst. We're gonna drop the link in the chat, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know what time. Chat. I need y'all to tell me, chat. Who are we blaming tonight? Who we blaming again? Let me ask that question one more time. Who are we blaming for tonight's bullshit that we just saw tonight? Somebody talk to me. Because I need to know. What's good there, young homie?
Man, I tell you.
Shout out to homeboy Glow Maz up in the building. Salute. How y'all doing, homies?
Yeah, shout out Glow Maz. Had a great time on their show last night. We were at least able to talk about a win on their show. They got a great channel over there. They're such great people, and got such a good fan base. Listen, this organization is a disgrace. I've been saying it when I the other night when I talked about resetting the franchise and going in a different direction for the rest of the season, I got crucified. Let me tell you this season, I'm telling you, we're not going anywhere. We are stuck. Okay, we're 27 and 28. Like I even put in Twitter. I said I cannot watch this anymore. I mean, like it is just unbelievable. We are incredibly inconsistent, right? And we don't have. And I hate to say it, right? I hate to say it. We don't have consistent players on the roster. Nobody is consistent. Well, first, I just want to talk about the historically disgraceful performance by DeAndre. 0 for 9. 0 for 9. Come on. This dude.
Million. That's 100 million.
That's 100. 0 for 9. I think he shot. Like, and he didn't even make all his free throws. 0 for 9. This dude. 0 for 5 from 3. I mean, only 4.
And he had some good looks too.
Yeah, and bruh, I'm gonna get the Trey, but that one play, Trey set him up perfectly right under the basket. This dude fumbles the ball. He fumbles the ball. I said, "Yep, I'm done watching." I said, "I am done watching. This is just, I cannot believe this." Trae Young, man, this dude, if you needed a turnover printed out tonight, just go to him. He was a turnover machine tonight. Need one printed out, goes right to him. He'll be able to get. He can do it. He can do it for you free for charge. John, it is just. I'm getting sick of seeing John. Bruh, did you see John Collins? And it was the whole game, but this one play. He looks at the rebound. I think he gotta be setting us up, bro. He gotta be setting us up. This dude watches the rebound go over his head, and he just watched it go right to Herb Jones. I was like, "There's no way. There is no way." I mean, Bogdanovich. He had a solid game. I thought he did everything he could, to try to keep us in there, get us back in the game. But then it's like, man, I'm just disgusted. Jalen Johnson, he had some idiotic plays down the stretch, just dumb plays down the stretch. I'm sick of the team, man. I'm sick of this, and I really feel like if these games were competitive, I could get on board. I know at the end of the day, I want wins, but this is not even competitive. This is not. You don't see the guys laying it all out on the line. And
you saw we was in the game until fucking Nate put them starters back in, man.
That's what Nate do.
And that's when they blew that. That's what that lead was like. I think we was down. What was it? I can't remember. It was close 4, and then I meant to write it down.
I think it was either 4 or 5.
And then he put the starters in analysts. By the time I got up, used the bathroom, came back, we was down 12.
Yeah. So at this point, listen, I have a hard time watching. Definitely not with the excitement as maybe the beginning of the season. It's just, I kind of feel like how Juan said the other night. Hey, if they win, they win. If they don't, it's nothing new. I'm just at the point where I don't feel like, you listen to the puppet Landry. He went on the radio today, and he talked and talked and talked. And I say it all the time. I said these general managers, you have a select few in the NBA who are transparent. Other than that, they're real. They're real.
You know what, man? You know what, bro? I didn't like what Landry said, man.
Me neither. That's what I'm saying.
What he said, it just what's the phrase? It just cemented the fact that stuff in the articles are true. Bro, when he said player empowerment, I was thinking exactly what Dukes and Bell was thinking, because I heard it this morning and I'm like, what the hell? But I had to go to work and it slipped my mind. So I'm driving back. I'm listening to Dukes and Bell. They replay it, and I was like, yeah, that's what it is. So I was like, man, are you kidding me, bro? Player empowerment. And then I'm thinking just like Dukes was. So Landry is actually listening to the players when they saying shit. And then he was like, the open communication, like, what the fuck? What are we running here?
Bruh, I tell Matt all the time. Right? And by the way, it's good to see you, Jordan. I tell Matt all the time, right? I said, this dude did turn our team into a college professor class. He's sitting up here using all these special words, talking about we have to empower the players and make sure they know they're a living organism. And that I was like, what are you talking about?
Bro, he was talking so relaxed, like we was 10 games over 500 or something.
This dude, bro.
I bet you money right now. We're not gonna do shit, bro. We gonna stay pat. Like I said, if they got a chance to get off some money, they gonna do it. If there's a move in a Trent Forrest or something, one of them holiday boys, we're not gonna do nothing. We gonna stand pat, bro. We gonna stand pat. I put money on it, and they gonna let Nate finish the season. Because there's no way in hell if Nate is a problem, he should have already been fired, especially if the rumor is true that he wanted to quit. Why would you keep somebody who's trying to quit? Come on, man, bro. What type of organization are we running here, man? We like a clown show out here. And then he on the I want Landry to go and do some there, because at least they'll say some shit. That shit this morning, they ain't even ask him shit. They ask him some stupid shit. Are you happy about the road trip? He talked about, well, it's hard to win on the road. It's hard to win, period. Man, bro. I'm sitting there furious, bro. I'm like, is he for real right now?
This dude talking like we sent him here second in the Eastern Conference.
Bro, he traded away 3 picks and a pick swap. And we at that point when he was talking was a 500 ball club after 50 plus games. And he's sitting there like nothing's wrong. Bro, what, bro? We could have kept the picks and been this bad without DeJounte Murray.
Thank you. And we would at least have something to look forward to.
This madness. Now we can't even make you can't even make no real move.
We got 2 tradable first round picks.
That's it.
Oh, and John Collins.
Oh gosh.
Only for salary because don't nobody want that.
It's true. It's true.
Only for salary. That's why he's still, bro.
Oh,
That's why he's still here. Because no one want to take on that money, bro.
No, exactly. No, I'm with you.
They're not
Very-
fooling nobody,
that's the truth.
dog.
That's the truth right there. That's the truth.
They ain't fooling nobody with them stupid rumors.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking they put that article out. The Hawks value him, blah blah blah. Trying to ain't nobody falling for that shit. Look at his numbers and look how much money he make. That's why he's still here because no one else want to pay that. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I hope we keep John Collins. That's what happened. That's what happens when the owner meddles in basketball. If he would let Travis Slink do his damn job, we wouldn't be in this situation right now.
Thank you.
No, it's true. I think if you guys don't keep John Collins, you're doing a disservice to your team because let me tell you something. It's not because of necessarily the impact he's having right now for you guys out there, but I mean, no, that's what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is, it's not about the impact that you guys would be losing out there. I'm saying it's predicated solely on you guys are going to have to give up more to get something useful back than what you guys are going to go. If you know what I mean, if you decide to ship him off, and that's just the predication to the way he's been utilized this season, and it's ridiculous because he's talented and not to say that he's not necessarily worth that money or whatnot, but I mean, I'm with you. But if you put him in a better role, he's definitely a more impactful player, you know, and he's just not been put in a position to succeed. I mean, the amount of times, and I mean, it could be his personal play, you know, like in his personal mindset where he's not.
I'm pissed off about stuff like that because that stuff can be fixed.
Yeah, it can. You're right.
100% shit that's wrong, bro. We sit up here and point out shit and shit never get fixed.
No doubt, bro. You're 100% right.
They don't want to fire them, so people hate Nate McMillan. He's still here. When they
you can't blame one person in the organization, Damon. I mean, look at the whole roster tonight.
I can't. I'm blaming Tony Wrestler.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because they can fire Nate.
Yeah,
Tony Wrestler needs to take his franchise back. Because what my concern is, you're not going to get a respectable coach. Prime example, out here in Denver, right?
Yeah.
See what they doing with what Sean Payton said? Nah, pimp, you ain't finna have no special coaches on this staff. I mean, out here, basically, he's talking to Russell Wilson, letting him know, hey, I'm running the ship. And that's what I was saying when I said
that's what a real coach do.
That's what I'm saying when I say I don't like that Trae Young has that relationship with Landry and Nick because a coach gonna come in. You're not gonna get a respectable coach who's gonna come in and allow that shit to happen.
Well, you know, Damon, my biggest thing is, and I've been following this team a good 2 months now. Every game I've watched, right? And I've been popped through here many a time nowadays, right? My biggest thing is, and you know how Matt does all those stupid word of the days and shit. I'm gonna drop one right now, okay? Accountability, okay? Who the fuck is to blame? And on a daily basis, nobody takes credit for that, right? Everyone's going to blame Nate in this chat from time to time. Some people give him his praise when he wins. It doesn't matter, okay? The bottom line is a good majority of people here are going to blame Nate, but the people who need to look themselves in the mirror are the front office of this organization, okay? Because you hired Nate. You're keeping Nate around. And if you think that he's the issue, then you guys better darn do something about it because it's your fault that ship's sailing. Furthermore, if you don't think it's Nate and you think it's the roster, guess whose fault that is? It's still fucking yours, okay? The front office needs to be accountable for this issue, right?
Ownership.
Yeah. I've come to accept we ain't going to do shit except get cash considerations like we do every year. And then, I mean, let the chips fall where they may. We basically mortgage half of our future on DeJounte Murray. So what? And the only other thing I think that could help us this season, bro, Nate McMillan, he gonna have to play the fuck out of AJ and JJ and just let them boys like develop on the run.
Yeah.
AJ just about there.
Yeah. And so help me God. If this team decides,
We ain't
If
getting
this
on the
fucking
player.
team,
Shit.
if that front office decides to fucking move on one of those two players in the deadline, I will be so pissed off. If you can't see the writing on the wall, if you can't see the writing on the wall that this team isn't doing anything this season, and you decide to trade some of those young pieces to try to get yourself better this year, what a stupid idea that would be. You know, does anybody disagree with me on that? I mean, I don't really think this team is not a move away. You know,
let me tap in with the homeboy. What up, White Mike? You ain't been up here in a minute, my guy. Where you been at?
He been high from the Hawks.
I need some people. I need some people up here suffering with me, dog.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start doing. You're gonna start doing what I do. See, you don't put yourself in that position, so you don't see no Kool-Aid stain on my lip. Let's be clear. You know,
hey, I stopped drinking that Kool-Aid, man.
Hey, this damn West Coast trip. I said I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch the next morning and kind of watch you guys and kind of get an idea. But tonight I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and watch the game and I'm gonna come back in. Let me say this: DeAndre Hunter. I'm not even going to take the obvious out as 0 for 9, but what I am going to say is I want someone to name a small forward that's less athletic, that's more robotic, that can't dribble. Because I'm telling you, there's not one. I went back and looked at his draft profile because I was so curious about it. I went back and looked at it. And, you know, it talked about him being older and everything, but the guy who did it said one problem area with DeAndre is he's stiff, he doesn't move well, and he's a role player. And yet he's a starter on our team making $90 million. Now, I'm telling you, everybody needs a defensive stopper. But you give me Herb Jones any day of the week, he's athletic, he hustles, he's smooth. He knows he really can't shoot, so he attacks the basket. DeAndre doesn't ever think about attacking the basket because he can't dribble long enough to get there. And unless you hand him the ball, he's cutting, which tonight he even bumbled that. But if you don't hand him the ball, he's not going to finish. So we've got a non-athletic small forward starting in our rotation. And I'm telling you, you cannot have a non-athletic small forward. You may be able to hide a center. Clint Capella is more athletic than DeAndre Hunter. And that's just the truth. Now, I know we need a defensive stopper, and I'm not saying when he's on, he's worth it. But the problem is he lives and dies with that jump shot. And just like the rest of our team, Damon, we ain't got no damn jump shooters.
Nope. Besides AJ Griffin.
And so I'm of the point now that we aren't going to do anything this year. I don't want to trade the young guys. I would not mind moving Bogey or you know even Clint. Even though I like Clint, I wouldn't mind moving him just to open up some more time for a nickel. But we're at a thing. I don't think we're going to make any moves, and the reason I don't think we're going to make any moves is because every damn body in management knows we ain't going anywhere. So why do it? And I hate that because I'm a Grady baby, man. I was born in Atlanta. I live in Alabama now, and I'm retired Air Force, and I followed these cats for 30 years. But it's the same old shit, the same old story. The same thing we get every year. We get our hopes up. They don't do the team doesn't play like a team, and our pieces don't match. We usually have no bench, even though the bench looked good tonight. We usually don't have a bench, so the starters get wore out. Well, now hell, our starters are worse than the bench. It's just, I mean, this team's in disarray, and then on top of that, we hired Landry Fields, who's got no damn experience, and we got baby Nick Wrestler running the show. I mean. Damn, somebody tell me where the positive is because I'm missing it.
Y'all need to go back on the other live stream and look at the plan that I laid out to go into the lottery and reset this whole thing. It was a beautiful plan. I stand by that.
What's good with you, Mike?
Yo,
Black Mike.
What up, man? Yeah, Black Mike. Black Mike. Decatur Mike. One of those. That'll work, either one. But yo, hey man, it's all right. Put it like this. Y'all know I came to terms with things like a good long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we still got that within reach. You know what I'm saying? They can still get it quote unquote together for a little stretch and miss the play in and be on the positive side and be in the playoffs as a 6 seed. I mean, or they can miss it all together. It can go either way. But I
Get the
mean, kind
check.
of just expecting it. I didn't say it in the chat with you guys though, but I said it on the other ones with some guys for the Hawks game though. But from the beginning, I just saw it. I was like, okay, if we don't be able to slow Ingram, we're going to lose. I mean, I just saw it from the jump. I mean, it just really looked that way. If we can't slow him down, because the pace that he came out and how comfortable he was scoring, I was like, yeah, but at the same time, though, I thought that it would be close regardless. I ain't expect to just get beat like we did basically towards the end of the game. There, a little bit of quitting and then dumb mistakes kind of go into there. But from the beginning, though, I literally saw it and said, okay, if we can slow him down, we can win this easily. But if we can't, it's gonna come down to it. You know what I'm saying? But Dre, yeah, he just disappointed, man. And it's interesting that White Mike he brought all that up, and that's funny. That's interesting. I'm listening to that because I didn't know that was his draft profile, but you can see that though. You definitely see that. And it's interesting going back. Like that's good to go back and look at that. Like, what was the negatives that they said of these players? They don't always stick. They always can be something, but you obviously can see things. And I equate that to a lot to when I used to make debates and stuff about why Al Horford was limited. I mean, Horford, that's what I like to call him, but he was limited because Horford was pretty stiff and everything like that. He lacked the moves and the fluidness to be able to adopt the certain moves that you need to work yourself open on the basketball court. It's the same thing with DeAndre. You can see the stiffness in him or whatever that kind of explains why he's not necessarily developing the ability that we would like to see that will grant him the consistency to score on this level. Now, yes, for those who want to bring up coaching and all these other factors, and even if I want to bring up Trae Young, yes, a lot of other things that can happen that can help bring DeAndre up, correct. But we're gonna stick with what Jordan said, accountability. So we're gonna just talk about Dre and his inability to do certain things or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, he gotta do better, man. He gotta do better. It's like even so, if your heart get tucked and your soul, or you ain't able to play defense tonight, bro, well then you better give it to him on the other end. And you don't do
Yep.
that. I can't get mad at you. Like Brandon Ingram is a walking mismatch. He really is. I was telling Matt for a second in the chat with them or whatever. I'm like, I can't get too mad, because I know Matt or whatever. You some other people might agree. It's not just Matt, but feel like JJ might have could got shot on. But I'm like, Brandon Ingram gonna cook anyway because he's a mismatch. He's long. He plays basic basketball. He has no wasted movement and stuff. He is fluid. You know what I'm saying? He can move and everything like that. So he can. The man's a walking bucket, and the mid range is crazy. Like everywhere, he can score from anywhere on the court, and he is tall and long. So it's like, it's not too much with that. But like I said though, but you got to go back at him on the other end, and that's a positive. I like the moment still with JJ. A lot of people know I was kind of tough on him early, but I was saying that like whenever you're on the court, just be aggressive, just do you. And I keep seeing that more and more from him. And I just need him to keep doing it, no matter what was going on, no matter the coach, no matter the situation, no matter what's going on, man. Like, just do you when you're on the court. Go out there, you get that ball, you got opportunities to go coast to coast. Do it. You got an opportunity to score or whatever, do it. He need to work on his little self too or whatever, because he looked like JC a couple times in the post or whatever. I'm like, but I don't know what these short little front rim hooks that you're doing that's like looking horrible here. So he need to, yeah, that's nothing though. Yeah, he'll get that. He's young, but he developed that. He need to make sure he get both hands over his left shoulder, over his right shoulder, being able to hit those knockdown hook shots. So it's automatic whenever he got that mismatch. And of course, develop a counter move with it. But he can do it because JJ has the fluidity, you know what I'm saying? I believe it come at, some point in his career. But yeah, man, it's a disappointing loss. But at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, I guess making the playoffs, we all right.
What's your thoughts on the game tonight, Pharaoh?
Let me go after May.
All right. What's up, Matt? What's good, homie? Matt sitting out there sitting in the presidential chair tonight.
Where do I go? Let's go. I mean, overall, very disappointing the way we came out. We came out very slow. We came out just uninterested, I think. What's the last night of the game at a road trip? I guess you could use that as an excuse. They've been on the road for over a week now, so they want to get back home. Our GM said this morning, right, Damon, that we're playing just fine, and since him and the new front office has stepped in and reorganizing things in the player engagement and empowerment aspects, we are on the right track, and their analytic numbers tell them like we're on the right path to where we're trying to go.
Okay.
I thought JJ could have done, to Mike's point, I thought JJ could have done at least try. He's 6'9", 220 pounds. You at least try that. You don't let BI cook you the whole night. You don't attempt to do anything different. Trap him, double team him, shade him. You don't try to do anything, hedge him, nothing. It's just like, oh, well, shit, they got BI. I didn't listen to the post game, but he probably said after the game, well, they got good players and really good players, and they got all stars, and they're a good team. I mean, that's normally what he says after we lose. So
he said he said they play with more pace tonight. That's what he said.
Put that Captain Obvious hat on Nate.
More hard.
But I mean, overall, it's what I expected going into the game. I thought I didn't think they were going to beat New Orleans at home, especially with Troy Murphy playing as well as he has of late. So, I guess it's like the Denver game. You just chalk it up like you knew heading into the game it was going to be a tough win.
But they don't even have Zion. We got a full roster.
I mean, no, it's certainly disappointing, but where we are with the season, where we are with the roster, where we are with
Bruh.
Egghead, it's to be expected.
Bro, we trash, bro. What the young kids say?
Our roster ain't that good, Demond.
What the young kids say? What the young kids say these days? We mid. That's what the fuck we is. We mid, like literally. We actually.
That's what they keep saying. We mid.
Yeah,
we gonna make the playoffs though.
We funky,
but they still got a better roster. They still got Jonas, TJ, and Brandon Ingram.
You said we're gonna make the playoffs, Mike?
Who making the playoff?
Yeah, we're gonna make the playoffs.
I think we're gonna win. We might win one play-in game, but I don't think we're making the playoffs.
Hell, I don't want to.
We're gonna make the playoffs and surprise all y'all.
Mike just want us to make the playoffs so he can bet against us on FanDuel and shit.
Hey man, hey
or
man.
You can say Nate got us to the playoffs.
I took Trey Murphy. Hey, how about I'm keeping it real? I ain't picking no Hawk players tonight. I'm just
Matt, what happened? What was Trey Young tonight, man? Trey Young.
That's me.
Go ahead, bro.
So it ain't hard to pick. It ain't hard to pick up on some of Matt tactics. When you go out one of his faves, Trey, JJ, Double O, he waits till somebody at the same position do something bad and come back and get him. I didn't have to wait.
For Pharaoh,
don't put that tape off, analyst. Take that tape off, analyst. It didn't take me one game. I remember you jumped on DJ. DJ got cooked, which he did. Yeah, I didn't hear you. What happened to Trey tonight? They put him in a blender and made smoothies. Ooh. They ran by that guy.
Pharaoh,
all night.
Pharaoh,
hey,
Pharaoh,
he spent too much time around Murray. He got a migraine before the game.
My God. He went and played. Who sat out with a non-COVID illness?
No, excuse me. Murray is the one that is.
Hey man, what did analysts?
Okay, we can do this handicap match if y'all want to. Come on, Matt and analyst. Y'all know Trey played like shit.
Hey, what Trey shot tonight? What did he shoot tonight, analyst?
We can explain it though, bro. It's an easy explanation for that.
4 for 14.
It's an easy explanation.
Pharaoh, I was gonna say it wasn't that hard for them to put Trey in that blood, and they are at Smoothie King Arena. I mean, they they professionals at it, you know.
He was reaching. He just kept. CJ was blowing by him like he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was saying it was a team loss. I wasn't bringing up any individual player.
You didn't say that when DJ got cooked Saturday.
Well,
because
that
it
is
wasn't
true.
a team. If he wouldn't have got lit up,
now.
If he wouldn't have got lit up, who on the Pelicans scored 42 points tonight?
What?
Trey did.
Brandon Ingram had 30 something.
Nobody.
but well, Pharaoh. I mean,
I can't roast them too much. You know, y'all know, it's abnormal for me to defend Trey. I don't necessarily do it though, but I thought he did good trying to pass the ball and stuff like that early on.
He was a great passer. I'm talking about the defense. Where Matt said DJ got cooked.
Pharaoh, who was over 9
DJ job is to play defense.
Listen, hey, we stink,
that's DJ's
bro.
job.
Listen, we stink. Okay, let me just keep it real with y'all. We stink like dog doo-doo, bro.
Yep.
We got problems, bro. Look at we got problems in every part of the organization. It's an issue, bro. We don't have no picks, bro. We paying a dude $25 million and we can't even get a first round pick for this motherfucker.
Oh gosh,
bro. We have nothing to trade. What the? We can't even make a move if we want. No, listen. Let me old ass, bro. Okay,
let me talk some sense into you for a second, man.
Listen, man.
It's like
listen, we can't, man. I'm on the ledge. Listen, Mike, I'm on the ledge,
we
Mike.
Okay, bro.
We ain't.
We gonna get wins.
We ain't finna get no.
Watch,
wins,
bro. Yes, we are. I'm telling you, Mike, bro. Watch, though. I'm saying this team is just so retarded, bro, that they're gonna get it right at the right time. They're gonna do a little bit to get into the playoffs. They're gonna get it right. We're not gonna win a championship though, but they're gonna surprise you.
We are so sorry.
We're not.
Why in the world?
Hey, thank God the technology. Y'all gonna be able to rewind what I'm saying.
We below 500, dog. We below 500.
Why would we go into the playoffs, get annihilated in the first round, and pick 16th again? I mean,
but we're not gonna get annihilated in the first round. We're gonna win the first round. That's what
we got. Hey, analysts, we got our pick. We got our pick this year, right? We got our pick this year.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
you do.
We need to tank this bitch, bro. For real.
I agree.
Hold on, Mike. Last 2 years.
Hey, tank it while we still have. Listen, while we still have our pick, tank it.
Yeah. Wait, Mike, who we going against in the first round?
The last 2 years, we done went 27-13 in the second half of the year. We're doing that again.
Hey, but we don't got nothing to show for but good times.
Matt, but guess what? 27-13. We didn't got that many games left.
Matt, you want us to go put a banner up? Hey, we went 27-11 the second half.
No. I'm saying Mike said we're gonna turn it around. I'm saying the last 2 years we didn't turn it around. We had second half. I don't think that's gonna happen.
We need to turn this shit right into a fucking sinking ship. That's what we need to do.
Demond, well,
no, but honestly though, man, tonight was on tonight's game. But for me, it's the focus on we said this plenty of times before. This team is poorly constructed or whatever. I like the pieces that we have, but tonight was one of those inevitable things that if you ain't necessarily doing almost every single thing right or whatever, you ultimately gonna lose it if the other team play correct because they just have literally the mismatches everywhere.
Tank it, dog.
What?
Hey,
they had just lost 10 in a row.
This is the third game they just won.
Get season.
No, I'm saying before this little they lost 10 in a row.
No, what I said.
Okay, again though, Matt, you bringing that up. That's what we did to other teams with other rosters who are created differently. Okay, we have Trey Young at point guard. Okay, who they starting there? All right, and then who they putting on him to guard him? That's why he got shut down. Because that's who at the same time, Trey tried to focus on passing, which was better and good and was working a little bit. Hear me out, though. DJ, I said this plenty of times before. He's undersized at shooting guard. He's big at shooting guard. He's undersized. So tonight, it's the same thing when you're talking about when they got like a Trey Murphy, who I think 6'9" or something like that. and he's more the small forward, whatever, this type or whatever. And then JC, we always talk about. You see Jonas, and then you bring in Brandon Ingram, and I told y'all already, the only guy who's normally of size equal or have a mismatch is DeAndre, and he had that not at all tonight because of Brandon Ingram or whatever. So, like I said, it's sometimes it's stuff. Long as when somebody got that many mismatches or whatever, long as they play correctly or whatever, they should win the game. But at the same time, we could still win it. I'm saying that you can't win the game being more undersized and stuff like that, though. But you're going to have to play correctly, give the consistent effort, defend. You're going to have to do like basically everything because you already playing behind the 8 ball, not being there physically. Sometimes physics just basic. Like I said, bro, when you play smart basketball, that's Brandon Ingram already. He's 7 feet. Heck, I experienced it at my height at 6'4". If you're shorter than me, bro, it's simple basketball right there. Boom, bucket, whatever. Even if I shoot it or whatever, I get the rebound again. As long as I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, it's just all day basketball. So that's happening with them. All day basketball. Plenty of times you see with Jonas, keep it high or whatever. Just boom, bucket, this and that. CJ. And then you see Trey, he in no man's land because he can't play anybody. The couple times he is on Herb Jones, that's who you want to put him on. It's immediately seal him at the basket. You can't fault him for that because of his size. But again, though, that's what they say. Can't teach size. But some of y'all love reinventing the sport of basketball, though. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, though, so I can't be too upset that they lost the game or whatever. When I see it that way, it sucks. Yeah. But, I mean, we all understand we ain't winning no championship. That's all I'm saying. We ain't winning no championship regardless. So I think that we still make the playoffs, and I think that we surprise people within the playoffs, but we ain't gonna win the championship, though. I say that much still.
We stink. Hey, what up? What's up, Juan? Juan say we suck.
I mean, we do.
I'm glad Juan got on. I need some facts in here.
I got the floor right quick.
Yeah.
Bro, like I was watching the game in and out because I was teaching the class, man. But just like you said, Demond, at the beginning of the show, we fully healthy. The Pelicans missing Dyson Daniels, who was the number 8 pick, who was also probably be like if he was still playing, probably be the Rising Challenge or the Rising Rookies or whatever game because it's pretty good defensively. Who we was also targeting last year as a rookie, and they also missing Zion, who's going to give you 26 and 8, whatnot. Before this game, the Pelicans had lost 10-11. Their last win came against Saturday against the Lakers, which they barely won that game. And we came in here fully healthy, 2 days off, and we look like we look like the Rockies or somebody like that. DeAndre Hunter was a complete disappointment. Trae Young had 3 turnovers in the third quarter, back to back, which gave them a 6 to 8 point swing. And from there, I kind of feel like the game was gone after that. John Collins just come to expect he's not gonna give anything, man. He's just not gonna give any. Like it is what it is. Like we need to be looking at something, a trade package to get him up out of here as soon as possible, bro. Go ahead and put JJ in his time because JJ can at least pass the ball. He can at least pass the ball. John can't even dribble the ball three times.
Hey, Juan, I got to say this, man.
JC passed the ball a little bit. You gotta give him credit for a little bit interior paint, man.
I gotta go find it, bro. 3 weeks ago, bro, you was wrong. You was rapping for John Collins, bro.
It wasn't too long. He had a 2-minute slip up, bro. He had a 2-minute moment.
I'm only laughing when he was like,
I ain't gonna leave you out there by yourself, Juan. I was with you.
Don't do it. I said, bro, he'll come back and get your ass 9 and 3. You was like, I don't care.
Bro, I'll admit, I said it. I know I said it. You know what I mean? But again, that's just me as a Hawks fan drinking the Kool-Aid, man. Like, but all seriousness, I said this before, and I've been saying it for the last month and a half. I don't think we're going to win 40 games this year because we're too complacent, we're too inconsistent, and you're going to get more nights like tonight than you did against more nights as opposed to Phoenix and Utah. You're going to get more nights like tonight as opposed to the ones that we saw against Phoenix and against Utah. Phoenix got Devin Booker coming back, so I'm already gonna count that as an L right now because he's gonna come back. He probably
back tonight.
on us.
He's playing tonight.
You know what I mean?
We gonna win that at home.
Yeah, he playing.
They almost lost to Brooklyn tonight.
Yeah.
With nobody.
Yeah. So
Cam
dropped 40 again.
What's our record right now?
Yeah. I saw Cam Johnson.
Hey, y'all know the Hawks. I'm about to say the Nets was trying to trade him to the Hawks, weren't they? Didn't they want JC? And he was part of the deal.
Yeah. And so we just continue to think JC is more than what he is. And we've had some pretty good deals over the last 2 years that we could have traded him in, and we just will not pull the trigger. And as a result,
gonna be
this is what we
Thursday
have
night
the power for. Yeah, I know. So, I don't expect us. I don't expect us to do anything. I don't even right now, man. The way we playing, we might not even make the play in. You know what I mean? Like that's sad with all this talent. I know we posted a stat that the Hawks have as a top 5 plus minus net as the starting 5, but we 27-28. It's terrible, bro. Like I don't have any more.
I told you Juan about Egghead.
Yeah, I don't have any more expectations for the season, man. Like just play it out.
Damn, boy, we can get 13 more.
Hey, the good news is,
bro, we struggling. We had 56 games. 56 games.
Oh, damn, it's 56. My bad. My math off. My bad.
We done played 56 games, man. We got like 25 more games left.
Damn shame. Well,
and I think
our GM did say we got a lot of home games coming up, Juan.
What that supposed to mean?
Bro, we don't even dominate at home, bro. Hey, what was you gonna say, White Mike?
I said the good news is Landry Fields has got the locker room and putting PS5s in there, making everybody feel better about themselves.
Everybody communicate.
Player management, communication.
Who was that? Was that Gerald? That was Gerald, wasn't it? What Gerald? That Gerald in the chat or whatever.
Empowerment. What the fuck is it? Man?
Hey, Gerald was defending that, bro. You remember that now?
Yeah, I remember
Gerald.
I heard that, Damon. I said, "What is this man talking about?" I said, "He's detached. He's detached from the team."
Y'all said that. Hey, Matt, that's that new age basketball. That like,
that ain't. I don't know what that is.
That's how the front office go with the new age basketball.
Hey, he said, getting the lines of communication open more. I'm like, what?
Mike, that's not even basketball. He teaches a philosophy class.
What is he doing? He's supposed to be the general manager. He's
moving in the right direction,
man.
Hey, he need his job, man. He got a job and he ain't even got to do the job. Like that's what's up. Like I wish I can get a job and then I can get away with doing my job by asking people how to do my job. Like, bro, that's crazy, right?
Man, please. And he's talking about some. At least we're going back home with 13-11 at home. Like
Finisher said we gonna go 19-6 to finish the season. Boy, stop.
Shit.
I read a stat. I read a stat the other day and I sent it right. I read a stat the other day and I sent it right to analysts and I forget what the exact number was, bro. But I sent this like right away to analysts and I was like so shell shocked. And it was like through this point of the season, the Hawks gave up the exact amount of points as they scored through the entirety of the season or some shit like that. And I said to analysts, I was like, the exact definition of a bang-ass average ball club, bro. Like this team ain't doing anything
right now.
Well, now, but at the time, but it's like
like it depends how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. All y'all just negative. That's all it is.
Blow it up.
Negative. It depends on how you look at it, all right? Y'all all
I won't say blow it up. I don't think we that far. I don't think we that far away.
We not winning a championship, man. Listen, I'm done with the playoffs, bro. I'm done. I'm done selling for this shit, man. Okay.
I think I agree with Mike. I think we're gonna make the playoffs.
I told y'all,
$100 million man, $125 million man, blah, and we can't. We are below 500 at the 60 game mark.
Listen. The money gonna be going crazy because the playoffs too. What?
We traded 3 picks. We traded 3 first round picks. Okay.
I'm
saying is tank it So at least when our pick, we can use our pick this year, tank it, and get a
Yeah.
high pick.
Hey,
That's what my mindset is.
I told y'all,
I told
y'all the plan.
You can't
Okay,
you can't
that I said implement, and y'all said no. Listen,
Well, the
I
only
feel
problem
like
with,
no.
the only
I'm
problem with
saying how
that,
you gonna get the players to agree to that?
You're gonna
The-
lose
the
Trey.
the
You're
only
gonna lose
problem with
DJ.
Pharaoh was on board. Everyone else was
You're gonna lose your players.
breaking me across the coals. Listen, we need to take this team, use all these players, and go collect draft capital. Go into the draft, okay, and we need to select very, very high. Okay, select very, very high, and come back and restructure the team next season. I said it. We are.
But analyst, why are you so confident in that? Why are you so confident in that? Because for me, I'll just say we got people we selected very high already. DeAndre Hunter was selected very high. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't see a mistake in this draft though. That's the thing.
You don't see a mistake. Well, I understand. I can understand your confidence in that. Then you really feel that confident that no matter where a team pick, they gonna walk away with a player better than our young guys that we got right now.
Yeah, this draft is looking really nice with it. My thing is, let me ask y'all a question though, quick. Thursday is the deadline, right? Who here thinks that by Thursday the Hawks make a move to get them to be better this season?
No,
because that's my question.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Not happening.
And you listen to all the national media, the national reporters, people that cover them locally and nationally. They say even privately, like they think they have a good roster. They just need a couple of tweaks.
We are not taking on any money.
So I don't think they're going to do anything dramatic.
No, I'm not saying this is something necessarily dramatic, but like I'm just curious if you think that this team's going to try to like add pieces to get them to be like a little bit sharper, because I just don't see the value in that. I think because I don't know if necessarily the issue is the talent on the roster as much as it is just the cohesiveness right now. Because I don't know.
I don't think so. Well, I think they stay packed. They wait until the
I think
offseason.
we're going.
They hire a new coach
in here and add another non-shooter. Give up just.
They add a new coach and then they decide what to do from there.
They're not gonna do nothing, bro.
The thing is, though, it's what analysts said to begin with, though. I wanted to touch on that, though. But analysts said the main thing with this team is that they inconsistent. And you got inconsistent players. But that's part of my craziness. What I'm saying right now is, though, is that they so bipolar and inconsistent. That stat that Jordan is alluding to or whatever, if you look between or whatever, it kind of shows you this weird flexibility to kind of do whatever. And it's like all they got to do is lean to the right side of it at the right time. And I'm just saying, like, these crazy behind boys gonna slick do it. Watch. Now we ain't gonna win no championship. I'm not saying that. But again, as far as way everybody's feeling and your look of the team right now, you'll 1 second be like, boom, boom, boom. Another reason why too is because we seen it. You see it happen. The problem is the consistency of it being together and them stringing it together. It's not like you've never seen it or the good things, the right things, be able to do it and stuff like that, no matter who you want to blame or fault. You see it. It's there.
You've seen it.
It's just a matter
of season against teams over 500. I haven't. I guarantee you that statistic is built up against teams without winning.
Matt, you're looking. No, you're looking at the totalities of a game when it comes to like literally what the W's and the losses. I get that part. I'm talking about just watching the game, even if it's for a few minutes stretch, because we're inconsistent through an actual game. That's why we a lot of times actually lose or whatever, though. But let's take tonight's game or whatever. You see the happening of it. Say, for example, one said that he felt they got away when Trey turned the ball over in the third quarter and stuff like that. First half, even though you down 3 going into the half or whatever, one offensive board, you go into the half tied up right there. But Trey was playing things beautifully, even in a mismatch situation. And I was talking about as far as with his assists and setting people up. People were knocking down the shots. Bogey was getting it. They were getting their open shots and moving the ball and stuff like that and everything. What happens is that, okay, of course, team going to still play defense on you. It's the inconsistency on our part, making sure that we take care of the ball and we play as a unit. Because when we was playing with a unit moving the ball, I got to give JC his credit at certain moments or whatever. Like, I'm not no JC fan, but if he going to be here, I see when the things work. he has gotten pretty decent at his ball movement in the interior, finding his fellow big man. He does it with Clint and he does it with Double O when he catch the ball on the movement and stuff like that, going to the goal. We know in certain areas where he sucked at, but you give him the ball in his mismatch situations or whatever. What 6 or 7 out of 10 times in the post or whatever, he gonna win. You know what I'm saying? He gonna win that mismatch situation, even though you might see the 2 or 3 times when the ball get knocked out or whatever. It's just you gotta keep going to him when he got an obvious mismatch, because it ain't gonna necessarily happen every single time or whatever. DJ, Mr. Never Show My Face, and he ain't gonna never get on here talking about. He gonna have me sounding like analyst or whatever. What he be saying? Disgraceful. You know, basically. But
I mean, the reason why I disagree with that is because against the better upper echelon teams, Boston, we got blown out. It was a 20-point game the whole game. Against Miami,
man,
we did.
I didn't say we're gonna win the championship, dog. I didn't say we're gonna win the championship, bro. That means we're gonna lose to somebody in the playoffs. It can very well be the Celtics. I'm just saying, as far as the temperature and gauge of the fan base, the way everybody's feeling, I believe that they'll mess around, do some stuff enough to where it's like, yeah, but at the same time, that's what ownership wants. Now, that's what I always say. What do you want? And as fans, what do we want? Championship and not a championship? It's a bust because ownership want to make it to the playoffs, make a little noise, compete, go home. I made some good money.
I don't see that happening. I just think the inconsistency comes from, well, you already know where I think it comes from, but moreover, it comes from the lack of no identity. Like, we have no identity. That's why, like, to me, we play so like a roller coaster. We play so up and down. Because
do the Pelicans have an identity, Matt? Do the Pelicans have an identity? Because I know you like Willie Green, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Have you ever?
Okay, all right. No, don't even go no deeper. Don't go no deeper. Don't go no deeper. They just went. They record. No. Don't go no deeper than that. Y'all acknowledge that they have an identity and y'all like their coach.
Mm-hmm.
They record is literally what, like 1 or 2 games over 500 from what they just beat us with. And Matt just tried to use the fact that they lost 10. Matt, you just tried to use the fact they lost 10 straight in an argument and a debate earlier.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying though, so what is their identity that got them losing 10 straight then?
Hold on, Mike. Mike. But they have a legitimate reason why they're near 500. They've been dealing with injuries the whole year.
Every single star.
Without Bogey, with the exception of the games Bogey missed. Even with Bogey,
okay,
we're what, a game over 500.
So how many games, Matt, have we played with our starting 5? How many games have we played with our starting 5? Everybody or the whole roster. How many games? Y'all used that before. Y'all bring that up.
But Mike,
I'm not
talking about our
than them, and they have a better record.
I'm not talking about
when have Zion been available? Shoot, he basically like DeAndre. You can't even count on that anyway. So I wouldn't even be trying to throw him into the mix if we was healthy when it comes to the Pelicans.
How many games? 32 games this year? Brandon Ingram missed 32 games? What would our record be if Trey missed 32 games?
Bad.
Bro, they still got Jonas. They still got Jonas. They still got Jonas, who is a lot better than any other thing we got, and they still got CJ, and CJ is still DJ.
If you switch,
if we miss trade that many times in games, I wouldn't say we'll be just absolutely horrible. No, because DJ will be the point guard, where he'll be a mismatch majority.
Mike, will we be 500 or a game over 500?
Will we be 500?
35 games
on their team.
On their team, probably like 3 games under.
On their team, DJ would be out too. So
on who team?
On the Pelicans, he'll be out too. I mean, they had
I guarantee
Ingram out,
if you switch Willie Green,
Zion out, which by the way, I don't even think it's debatable. If we've ever, y'all probably don't watch, but the Pelicans culture.
Willie Green not fixing a short roster, and the lead of your roster is not playing no defense.
Listen,
Willie Green, no. You're thinking of the wrong wording or definition of or use of short. I'm talking about physically. But Willie Green is not changing the physical. They don't have a point guard. Matt, what are you talking about, man?
Point guard.
Who's their point guard?
Okay. What's wrong with that?
Who's the point guard? Well, who's the point guard? On the Pelicans.
CJ McCollum isn't a point guard.
He's not a point guard.
Bro, if
He's
he's
never
the
played
point guard on the
guard.
floor, if he's playing the one, then he's the mismatch at the situation. I don't care if he's not what you would probably define as a point guard. He's on the
Mike,
floor
you know
as that.
Mike, you know good well, dude is not a point guard. He didn't play shooting guard all his life.
I'm not debating if he's a point guard. It doesn't matter. You can only play 5 people if they put him on the floor, so therefore he's the point guard. Like, what are y'all talking about? I don't get it.
I'll do my guy GTA.
So Mike, are you saying we're the only team with injuries? There's plethora of other teams with injuries that still win.
No. What I just said is that Willie Green is not changing a physically short roster. He's not changing the fact that you are short. And I keep saying that too. Night in or every other night, you are facing the situation that you are undersized roster. So when that happens, you definitely got to hit on every single marker at all times. Trey Extra got to take care of the ball because every lane is tighter at that time and stuff like that. Things are easier. Again, it get pointed out like the game plan already on Trey is to put a longer defender on him. And then when you got teams that literally got lift everywhere against us, bro, it's gonna make it just naturally difficult. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about
Cleveland, that. Their front Cleveland, their backcourt is short, right? Their wing position is short, but they win. So I'm saying there's other teams that, as you say, are short, right? The miniature in size or height, or they still win. So that to me, that's an excuse.
Yeah, well, I will say. Sorry. Go ahead, Matt. I'll let you finish it. I thought you were done.
No, go ahead.
Okay. All I was going to say.
Said half of it is short. Half of it is short, though. Half of it is short. Not the whole 5. Half of it is short. And I literally have watched Evan Mobley guard folks from the 3-point line to the doggone rim, contest stuff and everything like that. Bro, it's just different. We ain't got that. And that's the most important spot to have it. And we ain't got it. We got T-Rex on JC. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
bro. I'm sitting here, I look at the Pelicans roster and I look at us and I say this might not be a good matchup for us because first of all, they have 2 studs that are 6'8", 6'9", and Troy Murphy III and Herb Jones. They're both
supposed to be Raptors. I'm excited.
They're athletic. Both can shoot the 3-point. Number 2 is Brandon Ingram is an all-star, and Brandon Ingram has worked on his body since he came in the league. Y'all remember he was a 2-pick when he first. Brandon Ingram is wide now. Like his base is wide now, man. Like he takes up a lot of space. Larry Nance is no pushover either. He's 6'11", but he was getting tough rebounds over us. And then you got they're big, man. Alvarado plays defense. They're big. They have some veterans on their team, man, and like they're a matchup nightmare. They just lost 10 out of their last 12, like we said, because they were playing horrible, you know what I mean? But it seems like they're starting to get a little healthy now and starting to get back on track. And there's a nightmare for it. There's a reason why Trey shot 6 for 18 or something like that. I forget what it was. There's a reason why he shot like he had to pass a lot. There's a reason why DeAndre didn't make a field goal tonight. There's a reason why JC, well, most nights JC don't do anything, but because they bigger and longer defenders, man. And like Mike said, like 2-3 weeks ago, the same way that I forget the team we was playing that X team was had built around such and such, we need to build the same way around Trae Young, man. You need to have 6'8", 6'9", long-winged defenders who can mask some of his defensive deficiencies so that we can get out and run and do the things that we want to do.
Yeah, and I was talking to analysts the other day about this shit, but we were talking about some of the teams that are just like the best ran teams in the NBA. Obviously, the Thunder came up, but like if we're talking about a team that's kind of been mediocre in the past, but you know what I mean, has always had talent in and around, but have just recently really put a hell of a run together with their roster and with capital. I mean, the Pelicans are at the top of the league, man. I mean, they got all these picks still to go, unbelievable talent, young talent on the roster. I mean, and they did, when they went out and got CJ McCollum, I was like, that is a perfect fit. So get somebody who's been around the league, who knows what they're doing, around these young pieces to help craft them. And I mean, this team, regardless of the record, all right, I don't want the record to go show for it, because I genuinely believe this is a title contending team, guys. I mean, they're so young. I think they're a title contender. Like, I really do. Just between Zion, BI, and CJ McCollum, I mean, that's a great trio to have. And then their surrounding cast are great players at defense. You know what I mean? Like, they're built, and Jonas Valanciunas made an ad. Like, they got some great rotational pieces on that team that fit their roles really well. I think they're a dangerous team. Put it this way, whether you think they're title contenders or not, if I'm going against any team in the playoffs in the West, I don't really want to go against the Pelicans. As a team I would want to stay away from, right? So that's the way I look at it.
A healthy Zion.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I agree. If they're healthy, that's what I'm saying.
They're cool, but
they was in the top of the league in like December before Zion got injured, man. They was number 1 in the West before Zion got injured.
I think
a healthy Brandon Ingram with Valanciunas and McCollum. It's hard to. It's hard.
And like I was saying, the surrounding cast is what does it. You got like Herbert Jones in there who can clamp anybody up, bro. This is a great roster. And I'm not here saying, Matt, just so you know, I'm not here saying that they're better than the Nuggets. I'm saying they're a contender for the title when healthy. And I think that's fair.
When they play the Nuggets, when they play a healthy Memphis team, I don't think I think they could be chasing points the whole game. Same thing happened last year against the Suns. They played well the first 2 games, but they couldn't come up with enough points.
Bro, Zion was gone the whole year last year, though, Matt. Zion was gone all year.
28-7.
Yeah.
No, I know. Even with Zion in the lineup, though. Even with Zion in the lineup at the beginning of the year, they've been a really talented offensive team. They've been a good defensive team, but offensively,
bro, they were number 1 in December.
I know, Juan, but a lot of that had to do with their defense. I'm saying that against a really talented offensive team like Denver, I don't think they come up with enough points in a 7-game series to beat Denver.
Bro, well, that's all right. That's yet to be seen. We'll have to see how that rolls. I don't know. I wasn't trying to make something controversial. I just genuinely think they have a great roster. That's all I was saying.
One of the dumbest comments I've
They are built right,
but
they are built right, but they just get injured all the time. Zion stay injured.
Yeah.
No, I like the team. It's just
we said that before. We talked about. So
Gerald said, question for the panel.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah. So
I think you need to do it. He's too small for the 5, guys. We learned that today. He was playing good defense. It's not the defensive impact, it's the rebounding. He can't get those boards. So, you got to put somebody who can get rebounds at the 5.
The Pelicans had old Stan Van Gundy, and they fired him after 1 year, and they took a jump to next year when they hired a new coach.
Well, don't act like Zion didn't like him. That's one reason.
Well, what's the difference between Trey?
They won't listen to. They listen to Zion, and they don't listen to Trey.
At least Trey healthy. Trey gonna play at least 70 games.
I really think Okongwu, when they put him at the 5 next season, and they have a legit big man behind him, Drummond or whoever you want to have behind him, I think, and we play faster. I think a lot of y'all are imagining Okongwu the way we play now. If we stick with this system, then style of play,
the system ain't gonna make him taller, man.
What'd you say?
The system ain't gonna make him taller.
No, but you're going to play.
The way of play will be different.
You're going to play faster, and he's not going to be. It's going to be more emphasis on gang rebounding, team rebounding than it is one person down there by themselves rebounding. You're going to play faster. You're going to play more in an open court, less in a half court, less static, less walk the ball up. So it's going to be a lot different next season than it is. I think when y'all see him in the right system, y'all opinion is going to change.
Who are you talking about?
Okongwu.
Double O, man.
Who you talking about?
Okongwu.
Double O.
Bro, look here. Look. Can we just all agree that we're not that good? Like, like across the board, we're not that good. Like seriously, like
No. Juan,
we've been watching the same.
I'm not talking about that. Juan, I'm not talking about this season. I know the season is dead. I'm talking about next year. I'm talking about next season.
Man,
You already know the season's over with.
You good, but hey, Demond, you good?
We already know this season is dead.
Hey, Demond.
Summer League.
The monster of the evening just shaking his head.
Let me tell you, though, you can't.
Well, I mean, Juan. Here's the way I look at it, man. Like, the bottom line is, what was the last game? You know, other than a rebuilding squad, right? That is clearly rebuilding. When was the last game that you went into the game where you're looking at the starting lineup and you're saying, I will take 3 out of 5 players on the Hawks before I'll take 3 out of 5 on the other team, from position to position?
The last game?
Yeah, the last game where you would be like, I would take 3 out of 5 starters on the Hawks.
Tonight?
But recently, Utah.
Yeah.
Who? Tonight?
Yeah.
I say Utah.
I say Utah.
Utah, definitely.
But are they contending, though? Are they really contending?
Even the I it's cut. See, Capella just ruins everything. I was gonna say the Suns, but was gonna say the Suns, but the odds ain't way better than Capella.
The statistic that Mike brought up, I said that was probably compiled against losing teams.
Hey, analyst, you gonna show? There you go. I said you gonna show the Kale comments because I ain't saying nothing. You know that's why I call man. I'm like, all right, Coach Matt. You know, I don't be, some stuff or whatever. It just I don't know. Sometimes some things just fundamental basketball, man, or whatever. I don't know, bro. But like I said, man, recreate basketball.
Hold on now. Mikal Bishop, if our starting center would grab a board and do his job, then we had to run.
How does gang rebound?
No, that's what he said. No. Analyst, what he was saying, he's saying that in response, or he or she or whatever, saying that in response to Matt. But I'm saying that doesn't
make any sense though. If I'm gang rebounding,
I mean, but you can gang rebound, but if everybody running down there just jumping up to try and get the board or whatever, it ain't gonna do nothing but have a bunch of people not getting back because it ain't gonna matter if none of them box out. Yeah, you ain't got a gang rebound and one person box out. But I'm just saying, I don't know. It's just, skip that basic part or whatever. And then hey, we all just going to crash the board. Everybody don't need to just crash the board all loosely, all nelly, and everybody trying to jump to go get the ball.
But Mike, hold on, wait. But Mike, that's not what gang rebounding means. Gang rebound doesn't mean you lose all type of discipline or you lose all type of cognitive motion.
I know what you're saying. You mean that everybody basically had the role and responsibility to rebound. All right. Well, DeAndre, no matter who sucks at rebound, you don't think nobody tells the board? So you got that basic fact right there. So it's just like some stuff, whatever, bro. It's just the roster right now because double O. Matter of fact, White Mike did it. I would like for somebody to look up double O draft profile. What is his pros and cons? Is his cons the obvious stuff? Huh?
But Mike, Mike, I'm glad that Mike brought up his draft profile. But that's what I've been saying, and that's what I've been saying.
You didn't bring it up. I'm asking for
no, but I'm saying, Mike, he's not. But what I've been saying the last year is Hunter is not a 3, he's a 4, and that in college he played the 4.
He's gonna be undersized at 4.
Gerald,
but yeah, that's the problem. Thank you, Pharaoh. But then he's undersized. But they both undersized. That's not solving the root of our problem, though. And that goes back to what Juan was saying, bringing what I try and say. You sold the franchise on a midget. So why have anybody on this roster undersized? I don't care about your love affair with Double O. I don't care, bro. It don't make sense to have anybody else undersized when you got Trae Young. And you know for a fact Trae Young not going anywhere. You know he's the franchise. So why even do it? It's stupid. It's stupid even think that you got to be Matt. Do you have to be short to run? Do you have to be short to run? You telling me you can't find me no 6'11" or 7-footers who can also run?
Where they at?
On the other team.
As Landry Fields. I thought we supposed to have a GM. I thought they had actual positions for this. I thought we had scouts.
I want to jump in real quick. Back to DeAndre Hunter on me. See, this is where I think us not having a GM is really going to hurt us because I do believe that DeAndre Hunter has trade value. I absolutely believe that people are looking for 3-and-Ds, and they will. DeAndre, you could trade DeAndre and actually get something and start rebuilding this roster with, like, I agree with Mike. I think we need bigger players if Trey's going to be our superstar. And we can't have all these small players around Trey. It's just not going to work. So to me, instead of talking about John Collins and moving him and all that stuff, and the only player I see that has any value to everybody else is either going to be Bogey or it's going to be DeAndre. And I'm telling you right now, we're not going to win consistently with a stiff, non-athletic small forward. And you can say,
Mike,
well, put him at power forward, but then he's going to be undersized, and he's still going to be stiff, and he's still going to be slow, and he can't dribble, and he damn well can't guard Brandon Ingram. My point is, DeAndre's tapped about as far as he's going to get. He's not going to suddenly get better. He's already, 20, 25? I'm just saying he's not a small forward, and he's too small, and he doesn't rebound, but he's got value. The league values him. They value what he brings to the table. I would move him.
But Mike, one reason you can't move him, he got the poison pill in his contract, so you can't move him until next year. One.
Whenever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he technically could. It's just, Landry's probably not smart enough to do that, but
I mean, logistically speaking, you can do it, but most people don't get moved on that poison.
I get that.
Contract year. But
I'm just saying, who has value? We don't want to trade all these people at their lowest value point. John Collins, I'd keep John Collins. I'm like Mike. I thought John Collins played pretty good tonight, to be honest with you.
But when is his value going to go up, though?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if it's going to go up or not, but here's what I do know is DeAndre Hunter ain't going up no further than what it is right now.
I want to come in and give JC some bail, too. Because I think we can't be expecting 20-10 from JC no more. I'm not defending 8-4, but he's not the number. He started off as like the main option. Then Trey came in, DeAndre came in, Murray here. We can't expect 20-10 from him no more.
Bro, Pharaoh is trash. Listen, John Collins, he's trash. Okay,
I'm not defending him. I'm saying you can't expect 20-10 every night no more.
You give him the opportunity, like Damon. He posted something in the Twitter chat about JC only getting 7. His usage, he only gets 7 attempts. Listen, he don't deserve much more. He deserves less. He get all those for a reason. Okay, the dude cannot shoot. Okay, I know someone. Whoa. Listen, we have him shooting 3-pointers, but you gotta, and he can't hit them.
You know what, analyst?
His form is changing every game.
But this is the thing about John Collins, right? He is not put in a position to be successful.
Right, and that's where
we already know he's not a 3-point shooter, but they got him shooting all these threes.
Hey, that's why you specifics, Demond. Who got him out there shooting them?
And that's why I want that guy going right there.
Yeah,
Joe
Landry Fields got him out there shooting threes. Landry Fields, the Nick wrestler, got him out there shooting threes. There you go. There you go.
This dude,
what I will say is I agree.
All I'm saying is this. I'm not gonna sit here. Is John Collins playing up to his contract? No, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like he just getting all these attempts and just tricking it off, bro. When you get 7% usage, what you expect to get out of that player?
Exactly. Yes, sir. And I agree. And and Farrell, I was just about to say, Farrell, I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. Because the bottom line is, like, whether his value is going to go up or not, Matt, and when and where we can't really determine that. But the bottom line is, his value it can't get any lower. It literally can't. You can't get rid of him with the contract.
I will wait until the offseason to trade him.
Oh no!
Because I wait until or the draft, whichever it's the offseason. But I will wait close to the draft to trade him. I wouldn't trade him now.
John Collins will end up being traded for the 55th overall pick.
I'm not going to be able to get. I'm not going to be able to get anything for him now. I mean, I know you don't like pay.
What makes you think he's going to get something at the draft?
You're not going to get nothing for him now, man.
But at least I can package him up during the draft or something. I could pack.
Bro, the only way you gonna move John
He's gonna-
Collins
he's
right
gonna be a-
now, bro.
he's gonna be
The
a
only way you can
liability on
move him,
draft night.
you would have to attach a pick because of the money, bro. That's the only reason John.
That's the main thing.
Traded.
Y'all stop
That's what-
acting like people don't want JC.
Demond, that's what I'm
Bro.
saying.
It's because
Demond,
of
that's
the
what I'm
money.
saying.
Listen. You sit on John Collins because nobody gonna give you what you want for him. All right, get the new coach, then see what the new coach going. Does he need him? If not, then you move on from him.
And y'all got to remember the salary cap is going up too. So what? John Collins may not be affordable to some teams now, but when the cap goes up over the summer, he might be more
I agree. I don't think you get rid of him, and I think his value can only go up.
That's
but I
true.
mean, this is kind of relatable.
Hey, family, I got to roll because I got to get up and get in the office tomorrow, man. I be hating that shit, man. You know, I live an hour away from the office. God dang, bro, that shit sucks. But
you're gonna be as stiff as DeAndre.
Shit, man, listen, DeAndre Hunter, when he fumbled that ball, man, under the basket, I had Marvin Williams flashbacks, bro.
Trey set him up perfectly, and this dude gave the ball right.
Hey, but I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to the chat. Analysts got it, man. The youngest in charge. So y'all stay up, man. I'm gonna catch up with y'all on the next game, man. Y'all stay up. Peace.
All right, well, I mean, all right, Devon. All right.
What I was gonna say is you know what this kind of reminds me of, guys, and I mean you might call me crazy for this, but all year long on the Toronto Raptors, people have been calling Scotty Barnes, you know, a disappointment, right? Because his overall numbers hasn't really increased much from last year, and they're calling it a slump, right?
He's better than John.
The bottom line is it's a similar situation to Collins in the sense of this, right? When you got Pascal Siakam, you got Fred VanVleet, OG, playing at the level he's at best the fourth option for offense, right? Exactly. Okay. So here's the thing. What do you expect? How do you expect the numbers to go up? He's dropping 15, 7, and 7 near enough, 15, 8, and 6, whatever. Okay. Those are good numbers when you're the fourth option on the team, you know? So, I mean, John Collins' numbers, you know, what I think, if analysts, if you're serious, and I'm serious, this is how I believe, you know, this is what I honestly think. If you're serious about retooling this roster and kind of taking it down this year so you can get a better pick in the draft, right? The best way to do it is limit, you know, how much Trey and DeJounte are playing per night, right? You're trying to lose games if you're wanting that draft pick to go higher, and play John Collins more minutes and give him more shots. That's going to increase his value. So you can move off of him for something in the offseason. You're going to lose games because he ain't good enough to win you one. And you're going to get a better draft pick come the offseason. That's what this team needs to do if you're serious about going that route. If you want to win now, that is not what you do. But
and then Trey decides he's leaving.
Listen,
well, you know what?
I tell you what, right?
Trey
John Collins, and I'm so done with John. You know, I'm just so done with. He's getting exactly what he deserves. He get the same sorry attempts that he deserves a night where he can't post it. I'm getting sick of watching John get pushed on the block. And
when JC go win the championship with another team, I'm gonna let you know that.
Hey, listen, and
I think he's gonna play really well with another team.
I believe that, but I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him here. Okay, because what's not going to change is he can't post up a guard. Okay, what's not going to change is that listen, he can go to another team, right? And I fully expect him to play well on another team. It's not going to work here. Sometimes players just don't work, and he's not working. Okay, I'm
just saying he's basically. I'm not comparing the talents, so don't jump to the extremes. But JC is basically in the Chris Bosh role. It's 3-4 scores ahead of him. He can't put up 20 and 10 every night.
So he needs to go. He got to go. We got to.
I'm fine with that.
So we got to
we got to just so we're on the same page here, though. Just so we're on the same page here, right? What is his numbers right now? He's above 10 points a night, right? He's above 10. How many rebounds? If you can get those numbers for me, that'd be great. Just real quick.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's 13 and 8. I think.
Okay. So for a fourth option, though, guys,
it's 13 and 7, shooting 25% from 3.
Right. Okay. Well, we know he's not a 3-point shooter. We know he's not one of those premium 3-point shooters, and he's shooting a lot of attempts per game. We know this. Here's the thing, though, right? My thing is, guys, you get rid of John Collins, that's fine. And I honestly think you're going to have to at some point. I just don't think right now is the move. But nevertheless, here's my thing, right? You get rid of John Collins. in the role that they're having in play, right? Do you really see anybody taking over that 4th spot as the 4th option, dropping more than 13 and 7? Because that's the NBA, bro.
Jordan, let me tell you, his points are they're just empty. They don't matter. Okay, so I need someone at the 4 who can play defense, who can defend. Okay, and knock down.
That's fine.
Right, John Collins can't do that. We're paying him too much money to be sitting up here, putting up the numbers.
Which is why he's still here.
And what I'm saying is that listen, if we ride this out all the way to the offseason, and we've done this for 4 years now, where we just think that the value is going to shoot up in the offseason,
like the Utah Jazz.
When it hasn't, it hasn't. We're going to get to the offseason, and the best offer you're going to get on draft night is a 2nd round pick. Right. And so. Listen, Matt, it's not realistic to think that his value's down now, but somehow at the end of the season when he's averaging the same or worse, his value is just going to.
I'm saying that in the offseason.
Oh, we love John Collins now.
When the salary cap goes up in the offseason and closer to the draft, team like Portland last year. They weren't in the market for Jeremy Grant before they traded for him on draft night. Well, things could change quickly around the draft.
They had a big trade exception that they could use along with a 1st round pick. Matt, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. It's gonna be John Collins. I read the same thing by Chris Kirstner last offseason saying he's a set to go. I mean, it represents it, and then all of a sudden he became a liability on draft night. No one wants his no one wants him. Okay, and you think a team
they want him? They don't want him on that contract.
Listen, teams don't want him.
Utah been after him for damn near 2 years.
Then they should have made. Then they listen. If they wanted him, they
would have. Your boy Travis and whoever doing it now, Landry.
No, we need to talk to Tony Wrestler. Okay,
him too.
Tony Wrestler. Listen, John Collins is a type of player where if he's not the number 2 where he's getting the lobs, he's no good. Okay, we've seen him in the 3rd option. We've seen him in the 4th option,
which is why the numbers keep going down. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. And you're saying that.
No, I agree with that.
But we got to look at results. And results are saying we gotta trade John Collins on draft night.
I'm not arguing keeping.
Right.
I'm just saying I don't want somebody that's worse or at the same level as JJ. And that's right now all you're gonna get. Jared Vanderbilt is not better than Jalen Johnson. He's not.
I'm not comparing him to Jalen Johnson, Matt. I'm talking about John Collins. Like this.
No, I'm saying what you could get for John Collins right now is a Jared Vanderbilt type of player. Jalen is already better than that.
So
that's what I'm saying. Keep him, and in the offseason, you move him. Once the value,
Matt, we'll see how well that goes when we keep him again for the 4th straight year, and this dude gets traded for 2 second-round picks. And cash considerations.
Who the 2 players Utah trying to give up? I forget. Utah trying to give up 2 players. I keep not marketing. I know that they say y'all win.
I think it's Jared Vanderbilt and Malik B. Why are we not taking something like that? What you want?
But that's more than 2 second-round picks.
I'm telling you, by the offseason, that's what it's going to be. No one. Listen.
What I'm saying, would you rather have JJ or Vanderbilt? I'd rather have JJ.
We're not trading JJ.
No, I'm saying.
Why can't you have both of them?
Exactly.
You know what's annoying, guys? I think one of the biggest parts of issues with this roster that we don't really enlighten enough, and we bring it up from time to time, but we always end up coming back to Nate. We always end up coming back to the starters. The bottom line is there's not enough depth on this roster for them to go out and do something. Okay. If you think about when you guys went for that run, you know what I mean? In the finals, right? Think of the depth you guys had on the bench comparatively to what we have now, and the players that you had in your rotation comparatively to what you got now, right? It wasn't necessarily that you had that star in talent on the starting 5, but it was that the depth of the roster was in a much better place. You know, yes, you got AJ Griffin now, and you're comfortable popping him in there, right? But you had Gallo, your Herter was in there. You have all these guys in the mix. You know, it makes a huge difference on a night-to-night basis. Being able to switch it up and throw different things at opposing teams. You know, there has to be some credibility there.
So
Yeah,
and
Well, I
Jordan,
mean, I think
Jordan, you're right, but guess what? I've seen multiple deals. Listen, but the Utah deal gives us depth. You replace John Collins with Jared Vanderbilt, and you net game Malik Beasley, right? But we don't have depth, and we want this King's ransom back for John Collins, 2 first-round picks, and a great player that we feel can fit right
I thought they
in.
only wanted
And
one.
listen, the way that we make it sound is that John Collins is an all-star player and he's worth something. We got to take what we have on the table. Our general manager in the past,
I'm not giving them away for anything.
a real president of basketball
and
operations,
Jared Vanderbilt is
tried to trade him. A real president of basketball operations tried to trade him for Domantas Sabonis, multiple guys, the 7th pick, the 4th pick. And Tony Russell said no. And all of a sudden he's surprised that we can't get anything better. Look at the production. He's getting the usage rate for a reason. It's dropped for a reason. It's the same thing when Capello's usage rate was dropping and Onyeka was taking his minutes because he wasn't playing good.
not against
LeBron 16 points away, third quarter starting.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm about to watch that. I'm
Go
not
ahead.
against moving John. I was just waiting to the off season.
I'd rather have. I'd like to figure a way to get Kessler out of there.
See, Mike on my page, man. We still gonna get that all Georgia basketball team, man. All Georgia NBA team to win us the championship. That's what we gonna do.
That's it.
But Mike, I was telling Devon earlier. I think a lot fans like they take a player in college, they do one thing well, and then they move him to the NBA, and then they expect them to do something different. Like DeAndre Hunter was a 4 in college. He was an All-American, right? Defensive Player of the Year, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then we get him in the league, and then we put him at the 3, and then we want him to guard all these athletic dudes on the perimeter and switch and do all these things that he didn't do in college.
Well,
and then we're disappointed when you can't do it consistently.
He can't rebound. Man.
I mean, I agree with you slightly. I mean, it's like I agree with you in a different way of, I guess, why you're explaining, you know, what fans be wanting or something like that. You know, they being kind of unrealistic, expecting something to be different. But because I believe that players are usually who they are, you know, especially by the time you get into the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much probably like your, especially freshman year in college, that 12th grade, senior year, kind of develop your style of play and like who you are in your game and stuff like that. It's not really going to be too much different from that. It's just a matter of you like refining it and sharpening it up, becoming more efficient and getting comfortable on each level that you go up and doing basically what you've been doing. But I would say that normally speaking, when it comes to college, players are playing at a, how to say this, at a bigger position than they would in the NBA. The NBA have way more bigger bodies. You know what I'm saying? Everybody from college doesn't make it to the NBA a lot of the times because of their height and stuff that like that. You know, that's the difference a lot of times for certain schools. They literally have 7-footers, and then other schools centers are like 6'9". You see it even more at the high school level or whatever. Some schools they rolling out their 6'6" center. And then the school that's really like a powerhouse and stuff like that, they got them some legitimate height and size and stuff like that. So it's like you see that a lot of times in college where players will be a 4, but in the NBA they really a 3. They get projected, or that's how sometimes they get that tweener type thing. And sometimes you're like, I don't know what they're gonna do with them, and people can't see them clear cut either way. I mean, because like I said, yeah, that happens kind of a lot, you know. But that's not good for Dre, because it's like, I mean, I can understand wanting him at the 4, but it's just like, I don't know full time, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it not full time being a positive thing. Not full time. Like,
because you look at you look at what he does now, what he did in college, right? In college, shot the pull up 3. I think he was like in the 90-something percentile shooting, catch and shoot threes, and he was in the 90-something percentile posting up. That's what he's good at in the NBA. Spot up, 3-point shot, wide open, and post up on cross matches against guards.
Posting up who though? Posting up who and scoring?
he posts up guards or smaller wings. But
Yeah, okay, Matt.
That's
Okay,
typically the
Matt.
trait of a
Let's
power
stay there. No,
forward.
let's stay there. He posts up guards and smaller wings, right? Okay. So again, that's basically he's going to get those opportunities a lot, like frequently at the 3, at small forward in the NBA. You put him at power forward, he's no longer getting those mismatches in the post to take advantage of. Because I agree with you, he got the mid-range shot and do that, but he's granted that advantage at the 3. That's what I keep saying. DeAndre is our
Mike, if
only
we play
person.
faster, but Mike, if we
But
play faster and we shoot earlier in the shot clock, chances are he's going to be cross-matched against smaller players.
But I've brought this up though before. Okay, I understand you talk about stuff though, but all right, I don't want to seem like I'm knocking Trey. I don't want to go down that route though. But he's the point guard. If the team wants to play faster, they can with Trey. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing about the point guard stuff. Again, that's basic basketball. The ball moves faster than you can. Okay, you don't have to actually dribble the ball. You can pass it. There's people ahead of you. I said plenty of times. That's just basic basketball when it comes to wings. Period. But DeAndre is a wing. And what will help him a lot of times with his stiffness and everything is getting him in the open court. A basic way of getting him to open court is Trey head up, which is he does, but actually throw the ball ahead and give him the ball so that he can attack one-on-one. And then Dre has to be smart in those situations on him to not force it then. And then if he don't have it, to swing it back out. And then you start running stuff and everything like that though. But again, I mean, the coaches and all that stuff, but that's where my disconnect happened because I'm like, man, y'all pros, y'all should know how to play basketball. They should have heard that the ball moves faster than you do by a million times by now by making it to the NBA. So it shouldn't be no selfish play like that. And I mean, I'm personally just used to point guards who are like that or whatever. They're often getting the ball out their hand, especially about the time they cross the half court. Like you can really play a little faster like that just by hitting your guys sooner. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying, do the point guard. Like for me, it's hard for me to believe that Nate will tell him, no, don't you dare throw that ball ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think that I won't say he don't. I won't say he tell him that. I think he do it in other ways. That's why the limiting the turnovers, stressing limiting turnovers, and we led the league in the least amount of turnovers the last 2 years. But when you limit turnovers, typically you play conservative. So that conservative message is that dictates how he plays. I do believe that. We should play, like I said, we should play a lot faster. When JJ threw that throw ahead pass to Onyeka, right? Like that, we should play more like that more often. And I think we do that.
Hold on. How was that? That's
Mike,
just a throw ahead basic pass, head up and give the ball up.
But Mike,
Double O is down the court, so you pass the ball. Huh?
But Mike, I'm saying we do that in segments. I'm saying we don't have a system where that's threaded every play every day. It's here and there. It's in spurts.
But that goes to what I said earlier about the thing anyway, the inconsistencies though. But for me, bro, whatever, man. The professionals need that. JJ is a young player. Okay, you can say, well, he need to play a lot more or something like that though. But it's about the style and the type of guys you are. That's basic basketball, man. Move the ball. Throw it ahead. Like, do it. It's simple as that. Another basic basketball thing is an entry pass, and that's been lost from the NBA today. Like, just perimeter players suck at that. Just point blank, period. A basic entry pass correctly to the post player. They ain't even trying to look for that. Perimeter guys get a mismatch because when the pick and roll happen, every single team in the NBA switch. Both players got a mismatch, but it takes a non-selfish perimeter player to let the big take advantage of his mismatch and keep doing that over and over and not sit there and say, oh, I'm going to size my guy up and I'm going to pull this three or I'm going to take them off the dribble and stuff like that. Like all that stuff to me, bro, like I said, man, it's just basic basketball and excusing the guys lacking just basic IQ and playing unselfishly together for a full 48 minutes. Like, to me, that's all it sounds like. They need to play together because, again, I've seen it. I see it in spurts. I see it throughout games in spurts. That's the inconsistent factor. They need to consistently play as a unit. Now they do that, they still ain't gonna win no championship. I keep saying that, but they'll be better than what they are. You know what I'm saying? And save everybody from the super disappointment. Like, God dang, why y'all playing so trash? Why are y'all 500 basketball team? Because yeah, they're not necessarily that, but you inconsistent. That's why you are that. But again, I don't know. I can't say that enough, bro. Like we all see it. You see it. You see it. You literally bringing up examples of good basketball play.
But Mike, I'm saying I agree we play inconsistent. I guess we just disagree why we play inconsistent. I believe we play inconsistent because we don't have a system in place. That's why we play inconsistent.
Well, that's common.
You're saying it's because it's the players. As professionals, they need to take more accountability and do things without a system and be more independent. I got you. But at the same time, we can't I think as a group, we skipped the fundamentals, right? We went from a young team to a conference finals team really fast. So we skipped over a lot of some of the basic things that we inbounding the ball. You know what I'm saying?
See, how to find mismatches. This is where I sound old, Matt. This is where I sound old, and this is what you say to me about that. Sound old or something like that. You literally just said we skipped the fundamentals. We skipped the fundamentals. We talking about professional players who getting paid millions of dollars, and we talking about fundamentals. Right there, that is a complete breakdown and like just compose that just like it is college then still, bro. Like you talking about your incoming freshman class and stuff like that or something. Like that's but I'm just saying.
Successful coaches in the league, they stress the most successful coaches in the league, they stress the fundamentals. Steve Kerr, Nick Nurse, you know what I'm saying? Joe Mazzulla at the beginning of this year.
The most successful coaches in the league got better constructed rosters and got better balance of veteran leadership as well on their team. We'll bring that up again. Jordan brought it up earlier. That's another reason why the Eastern Conference Finals team did better. Not just Gallo. You got Gallo, Lou Williams. You got Solo. Your backups was veterans. Right now, your backups that you lean on are young guys. And then we want to sit here and say we ain't developing or something like that, or we trying to compete. Your backups are young guys. Every team that's sitting there got young guys that's backed up by young guys, they lose. So shoot, Slick, we the best young team backed up by young guys out there. Could the rest of them lose, bro? For the most part. Well, I guess OKC around the same part as me though, but the rest of them lose. The rest of them lose.
Mike, you go back to why our roster is thin and why we don't have no vets. Analysts, correct me if I'm wrong. According to all that's part of it, Mike. But the White Mike. But the other part of it is they were, I would say, careful about adding veterans to the team because they knew Nate would use that as a crutch and not play the young guys. That's why they deliberately didn't add a bunch of young dudes on the team. Is that correct, analyst?
But that's being stuck in purgatory, bro. You either want to win or you want to stay young and keep developing. Because being young, this is what happens, bro. Teams that's really trying to win a championship, they not full with a young team. My bad, Alice. I'll let you go real quick. It's only a couple times in history where young teams like that. But even so, though, bro, again, their backups was vets, though. So I can't really too much say that. But it don't happen like that, bro. You field in a young team like that, bro. You don't necessarily succeed. Competing teams don't do that, man. Real teams that's competing like that, they might have a couple guys that's young. You might have a young franchise guy, but the rest of the team you sprinkled in, you got veterans and stuff like that. Dwayne Wade first championship, he was a young guy, but that Miami team was loaded with doggone Hall of Fame veterans.
Or what they should have did, but they're a dumb organization. What they should have did was not hire such a dumb, stubborn coach that sits here and doesn't know how to implement guys at the times they want to implement. You could have got the veterans. If you had a coach that knew what he was doing, then you could have got the veterans that we needed, and then he wouldn't have been so stuck. And he would have implemented the right guy at the right time. Whether that's a rookie, whether that's a veteran, whether that's a guy that's been in the league for 5-6 years. We do not have that on our sidelines, and it's
lazy.
I believe that. I believe he's lazy. He get his little $5 million check. He go home, and he's okay with doing the bare minimum. And guess what?
Yeah, after I didn't ask to leave, and y'all don't want me to leave. I'm gonna be lazy too.
Well, this before that, Pharaoh. This way before that.
Way
I'm
before
saying
that.
he's
Listen,
lazy because
listen.
either you have
We
coaches that
are
manage
dumb.
guys.
We are dumb for keeping him, but there's no excuse on why this man is such a. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He's a terrible coach. He is a terrible coach.
With
And
expectations. Say that.
With expectations, because I know Jericho come in the chat told us about how's a terrible coach 22nd.
I think he said. I always say he's a little engine that could. If you got no talent, or I won't say no talent. If you have marginal talent, he can raise your ceiling. But if you got good talent with expectations, you're gonna plummet. It's the history of his career.
He lost some of his staff too, and his staff's terrible.
You talking about his Mike? You talking about his son?
No, I'm talking about the guy who went to the. Who's the guy?
No. You talking about? You said the staff is terrible. I'm saying you talking about his son?
Yeah, his staff's terrible. The only guy he had that was worth anything left. And
Chris Gent.
Chris Gent.
Yeah.
He left, and after that,
his son do?
I just want to say that I don't think Nate is the biggest problem. I'm not saying he's a great coach. I'm saying, okay, like to Mike's point, I feel if we had bigger talent around Trey and DJ, like if we had Cleveland front court, we'd be just as good, if not better, with Nate.
Pharaoh.
If we had their front court, we would win.
I can't take that seriously. You saying that Nate. By the way, like the Nate supporters, they come right in.
How good is Cleveland coach?
This man has been fired. This man has been fired everywhere he's been. So you say I didn't say
that's what every coach is. Every time they leave, they most of the time fired.
No. This man has lost every.
Your boy Quinn was fired.
He was not fired. So
was he?
That's not accurate.
Well,
okay.
I'll wait. I got a question for Mike. I'll wait though.
Listen. I never said the man knows anything. I never said the man doesn't know anything. He has been an average ball coach. He doesn't know how to. He's so old school. He doesn't know how to go to the right guy at the right time. His track record speaks for itself. This man has been a first round exit coach. He has a miracle run with us. And then guess what happened last year? We get slaughtered in the first round of the playoffs. We come back this year.
Some coaches don't even make it to the playoffs.
Well, if you can't
go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
I'm not saying he's great.
Go ahead, Matt.
If you can't make it to the playoffs with last year's roster and this year's roster, my help you God.
I mean, period. I'm saying I'm not saying Nate is above average or great or all this other stuff. He's not the biggest problem of the whole.
Wait a minute. So Pharaoh, you said
no, I do want him going. I want a better coach. I'm saying he's not the biggest.
Hold up, Matt.
You said John Collins would be a lot better if Nate was gone, but you don't think Nate's the biggest issue? I can say that.
I hear it every single day.
Do you guys honestly believe? I'm not necessarily siding with anybody here, right? But you guys are kind of going at Pharaoh for saying that he's not the biggest issue. So by that implication, okay, Matt, analyst, you both believe that the front office is lesser of an issue than McMillan.
I think if we had a better coach, I say this all the time. If we had a better coach, to me, the holes. I think there's a couple holes on the roster. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I'm saying I think with the right coach, it'll be easier to identify.
Okay, sure, but it's not just like play on the court, right? It's like confidence in your front office of keeping these top quality players around in the future and getting top quality talent to come here for a good price. Like you have more faith in the front office than you do in Nate McMillan.
I'm saying Nate.
I don't have no faith in Nate McMillan.
His coaching,
and you have faith in the front office?
Hell no.
No, but I'm saying
I don't have faith in that.
I'm saying right now, Jordan. I'm saying right now it's convoluted. It's mixed up right now. You can't really distinguish. Is it the coaching? Is it the players? Because everybody's having a down year, maybe outside of Murray. Everybody's having a down
Right.
year.
I'm not
So
trying
I'm
to
saying,
stir
if
the
that
pot or
many
nothing. I'm
dudes-
just trying to get a clear head, right? Because
But
I get where you guys are with Nate. I get where you guys are with Nate. But I mean, your front office. I mean, that's just you want to talk about dysfunction, right? Like it just none of it makes sense. So that's just where I'm at.
But Jordan, I'm saying if you had one or two dudes that's underperforming, it's easy to make that change. You could this guy.
No, I got you. I see where you're coming from.
If
I
the
see where
whole
you're coming
team is
from.
bad, I can't be like, oh well, that's the problem, or that's the problem, or that's the problem. Everything looks bad. Everything looks disjointed.
I got you.
Everything looks like they don't. It's not seamless.
Nate needs to go to television. That's what he needs to do. He needs to go work for Fox, like some other people do, or ESPN.
And he making 60. He making 60 look real bad.
Hey, Stephen A. Smith will have him on he'll have him on first take. He can go work for TV. Why is he sitting here stealing? Why is he sitting up here stealing money on our sideline? Like
stealing money with ESPN too.
Yeah.
Hey, and according to the Athletic, we all thought it was 4. They said it's 6.
Oh gosh,
it's $6 million.
I mean, that'll kind of get the cap bill.
And it's not, but 6, and they said he has
a waste of money.
$8 million buyout. So they said that's why they're hoping he resigned at the end of the season.
I would if I was him. I would. I tried to during the season, and y'all told me to stay. So now y'all got to fire me.
Yeah, if he don't resign, hell, wrestlers keep him forever.
No, Gerald. Now you know good well.
I just want to know how did this man negotiate a $6 million a year contract? He milked that conference finals run.
He technically he's the most best winning coach for Hawks ever.
My goodness,
Gerald.
Well, let me ask Matt this question, right? Matt, how many times you been fired?
I've never been fired.
All right, Mike, how many times you been fired?
How many times I've been fired?
Yeah.
Shoot. None.
Okay.
Fired.
Pharaoh, how many
people have I fired?
No. Pharaoh, how many times have you been fired?
Once.
Okay. Jordan, how many times have you been fired?
I've never been fired.
Okay. That is not true, Gerald. Okay. Nate has been fired 3 times. 3 times.
But coaches, hold on. That's not coaches get fired all the time.
Analyst. Come on, bro.
No,
this is the NBA, dog.
Excuse me. Gerald said Nate is better at his job than we are at our job. That would imply.
Analyst, man. We can't let you do that, bro. You judge NBA coaches on the fact that they no longer in the NBA. Nate, the entire time that he stayed around the NBA, he hasn't been forced to leave like basically Lon Kruger. All right, Matt. All right. See, people like Lon Kruger. Yeah. I can name coaches who actually suck at the NBA because they no longer in the NBA. They don't have a long NBA coaching career. They had a stint and then they were out of here.
You know what's funny about that, Mike? You know what's funny about that? I didn't notice it until a couple of days ago. Do you know
LeBron's one bucket away?
Do you know Nate has only, out of the 3-4 jobs he had, he's only interviewed for that job and got it once. The other 3 times, he stepped in interimly through the season. They had a good uptick, and he got promoted permanently to the job. Seattle, Portland, and Indiana.
Yeah, Matt. So now you mad. Now you mad at organizations from hiring within. I hear you, Matt. I hear you.
Huh?
Listen, so now you mad at
guys, ultimately, it's a shitty situation. Ultimately, that's what it is. And my thing is, Damon said something the other day that it kind of resonated, and it is a sense of concern, y'all. Like, what outside coach who has a good resume, and is known for being that good quality coach is looking at the Atlanta Hawks and everything that's happened this year and says, "That's my team." There's
the right coach. And philosopher Landry Fields, he can spin it in a way where they turn it into a challenge for a coach.
All right.
But what proven coach wants that?
That's very interesting. But we have rant and my phone's going off. I guess LeBron broke the record. Listen, we got 30 seconds, right? So we lost again. Nothing new. 27-28. We're not very good. We need to make moves. We need to fire Nate. And yeah, that's it. Anybody last words real quick?
We need to do small forward.
There you go. Anybody else?
Need a new
Real quick.
coach.
There you
Need
go.
a new coach.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good one.